In class, we've looked at the benefit of polylines versus line segments in terms of offsetting. Real quickly here, I've got a brand new drawing, and I'm just going to set my units to architectural, and we can take a look at this. So architectural, I'm going to draw a box that is maybe 4 foot by 2 foot. So at 4, 0, zoom out a little bit. At 0, -2. At -4 feet, 0, and close. And then zoom with Z, enter E for zoom extent, and that'll allow us to zoom out a little bit if our window appears to have gotten stuck a bit. The alternative here is to use a rectangle, which is just a specific polyline, and I'll just do this by at 4 foot, 2 foot. All right, so there's my rectangles. This one is a series of 4 objects. This one is just one object. So when I go to use the offset command, O, enter, and specify an offset maybe of 4 inches. And offset the rectangle, everything's nice. I get this inner rectangle that's just 8 inches in length difference and 8 inches in height difference because there's 4 inches on either side. When I do the segments of lines, it doesn't work out so well. So if you've already got a series of lines drawn and you want to turn them into a polyline, we can go to the Polyline edit command, which is one of these down here. It's probably under modify. So one of these is Polyline edit. The shortcut is pedit, P-E-D-I-T. And the first thing it asks is to pick a polyline. We don't really have one, so I'm going to pick one of the lines and it's going to ask if I want to turn it into a polyline. So the default is yes. I'm just going to hit enter. And then the feature that I want to use here is this join command. So J, or click on it, and then select the other 3 lines and hit enter. And then when we're done, we can just hit escape. So what we now have done is turned our 4 line segments into a polyline using the pedit command. And if we go back to offset and just hit enter to accept the default of 4 inches, it will now behave similar to the existing rectangle that we drew with the polyline. Now the reason this is going to be helpful to us is if we have drawn our floor plan here using line segments by accident, I'll just go ahead and do that. So I'll click here at 51 feet 4 inches, 0. And then maybe I just did an offset of 35 feet 4 inches. And then a line segment here from point to point. And then maybe I offset this 20 feet. So this is just a different way of drawing this. And then an offset of 8 feet for the vestibule out the front side. We'll just flip this line around. Offset that line 10 foot 8 inches for the vestibule width. Go to the line command, endpoint to endpoint, and then use trim, TR, enter, select all objects, and then just delete it. Alright, so I drew it a little bit differently than you guys probably did, but what I want to do now is turn it into a polyline. So I'll go back to pedit, I'll select my polyline, or my line segment, turn it into a polyline, then use the join command by typing in J, select the other objects here, hit enter, and now I've got one polyline here. I'm going to check the distances real quick, DIST, just to make sure that this is 51 feet 4 inches. Hit escape and space. This one's 35.4. This one should be our 20 foot 8, which it is. Check this distance, 8 feet, and this one should be 10 foot 8. Okay. The next step was to add the exterior wall inside face. So we drew the exterior of the building, and what we have is a 4-inch decorative CMU, a 2-inch air gap, and an 8-inch CMU. And this shows up in our drawings in a number of different places. But the big thing here is I want the inside face, so I can start adding the finished faces of our inside. So the key dimension here is this 1 foot 2 inches. So I'll go to offset by typing in O, 1 foot 2 inches. And when you're doing architectural units, you can actually leave off the inch unit. It'll assume that that is the unit you're working in. And let's just verify our distance here. So from endpoint to perpendicular, it's 1 foot 2. And at this point I'm ready to start adding the interior partitions, which we'll cover in the next video here.